Hi guys, it's me, the Witch of Boise, here to do another episode of Toasty Turbo Nights, Toasty Turbo Nights. This is a show that I do every Friday or Saturday. We have some cocktails, mocktails, just a drink, and we read some cards and talk about what's going on. Make sure that you do like this video, subscribe. Also comment below if anything resonates with you or you want to start a conversation. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go live and talk to you guys live. That would be so much fun. I did it once and it was, well, twice. It was so much fun and then I got shut down. So just make sure that you do like, subscribe, tell your friends to like it, and yeah. Also, if these are general readings, so if they resonate with you, woohoo, yeah! If they don't resonate with you, well, I'm very sorry about that. Also, if there is any sort of love reading, I do a default reading to a female, about a male, but pronouns are interchangeable, so he's can be she's gonna be he's, he, she, whatever's going on in your life. So let's get started. Let's cheers to surviving Mercury retrograde and to Leo season. Clink. Ah, yum. You'll have to excuse me for messing with my hair. I got a haircut today, so it's really light and has a lot of layers in it, so I'm like very it's very fun. Okay, so let's get started with our first reading, shall we? So I'm going to change the camera view so you can see what I'm doing. Hello! Alright, so what does tarot want to talk about? So I have to be honest with you guys, I actually filmed about 20 minutes of Toasty Tarot Nights and didn't have enough space on my phone. Yeah! I didn't have enough space on my phone. Sorry, I'm getting really excited about these cards. So I couldn't talk. I couldn't do my whole spiel and I had to delete it. So I'm really kind of bummed about it, but this is cool. This is exactly what I am feeling energy-wise. Holy crap. What does tarot want to talk about? Do you like my chest bump? There you go. What does tarot want to talk about? Okay. Oh man. I think I've seen a couple of these cards flip and I don't know for sure, but if they are what I'm thinking, this is going to be an excellent reading. And it's going to go, that's the crazy thing with these cards, it's going to go exactly with the reading that I did, that I had to just delete. It's like hand in hand. Oh, so crazy. Okay, one more. Okay, that is it. Your first card is 10 of Pentacles. Then you have Death. Then you have Emperor. You have Page of Swords. You have the Tower. Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps. You have the Star. You have the Seven of Swords. You have Six of Wands. Oh my gosh, I am giddy. This is nuts. Okay, then you have the Knight of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Five of Wands, and then you have Eight of Pentacles. Okay, this is like this is some crazy energy, but this is the energy that I have been feeling for the past 3 months about Leo season. I have been, if you watch religiously on my channel, I've been talking about Leo season. This is it, because I feel like there is going to be a huge energy shift forward. I feel, at least with the Mercury retrograde, it once Leo season started, I feel like the gates opened a little bit, because Mercury retrograde was really keeping those gates closed a little bit, and then all of a sudden it ends and I feel like those gates are wide open. So I feel like there is a lot of energy that's coming towards all of us, and this energy totally represents this. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles means like a family. This is something that is like a family unit, a group, and it feels like that there is an ending to this whole aspect. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean like family life's gonna end. It might just be like a new normal is going to be happening. Maybe you're used to the finer things in life. You're used to that big house that's in the background. You're used to maybe living near family and you're moving away. But something is going to be shifting in this family life. This can also be a work family, like someone got a new job and that's going to shake things up at work. This can also be friends. This can be something that has to do with a tight-knit community in that sense. Now, the death signifies an ending to that whole situation. So what has happened in the past is now ending, but that can be sad. It definitely can be an ending to a chapter, to an era, to just really good times, like especially like at work, or family life. You know, I'm gonna use work as an example. That you had just a really good working environment with individuals. You worked well together, and now it's like a switch up, whether someone's moving a different department or they got a new job. It's just really switching things up, and you're just kind of lost in this dynamic. And it could be even you getting a promotion and moving into a different department. But the thing is, this is a lesson that I've learned over and over again, that with endings on any sort of situation, whether it is relationships or anything that is like that, just know that when things end, when doors close on certain situations, you have opportunities to grow. You have more opportunities, more doors open once one shuts. So keep in mind and be positive about this. It's okay to be sad and to be looking back on it, but just make sure that you recognize that there's some big stuff in the works for you. You have this Emperor energy, and this feels like you're really taking control of your life. You're really being on top of your game. Like, this feels like you really have your shit together. You are in this aspect of like you have everything that you're wanting, or you're on the way of having everything that you're wanting. You're on that set path. Now, I do feel like that there is someone, and this can be past, but I'm feeling like this is recent, that someone is looking on your, that is watching you. This can be like either at work, this can be on social media, this can be something that is like that with Page of Swords. This can also be a message that's being delayed as well. But I feel like you're so on top of your game, you're going to have haters. And you're going to have people that are just going to not care, that are going to be jealous of your situation and jealous of what's going on, and they're just going to be talking mad crap about it. I just feel like there's, like, with this Page of Swords, there is a negativity with it, but I also feel like there's a curiosity too. So this can be either someone that might have been in your life in the past that's just maybe checking up on you and seeing like, wow, they're doing really good. But there's going to be a tower situation where everything comes to a huge crumble. It just, everything that's been built up, it's going to come completely down into the foundation. So this doesn't necessarily mean that this is a negative aspect. This doesn't mean that something negative is going to happen. It's just that there's going to be something that's going to shape up. But I do have a feeling that it has something to do with this Page of Swords. So this is either a message that's being delayed, or someone that might be approaching you from your past, or that's been watching you, and it's just, maybe this is like an past love, a lover, something like that. They're going to try to come into your life and you're going to be like, what the hell? Like, I wasn't even thinking about you and now you're here. But you have the star right afterwards, which is such a healing, beautiful energy. So it's just it's protecting you from this tower energy that's going to really shake you to your core. This tower energy, I feel, is Leo energy that's happening right now, and it's happening to a lot of people. Now, when everyone thinks of the tower, they think of the scary imagery of the lightning bolt and the people that are like being tossed out of the tower, and it's scary. But any sort of change, which there's that death, any sort of change that's going to happen is scary. But you have this star healing that's around you, and it's really going to protect you into any sort of changes that are going to happen. And just making sure that you are really being in touch with your healthy boundaries. Make sure that you are aware of what your healthy boundaries is. If this is someone that's coming back into your life, or some sort of like people talking crap about you or something that's like that. And that's kind of like what I'm feeling, where it's just really negative. That is negative to your soul. That's not going to make you grow. I feel like you just need to really focus on that healthy boundary and being like, what do I allow in my life? And do I allow certain behaviors in my life? And if not, then just be done with it. And I feel like you are going to be super victorious over this, because if you've been watching all of my Toasty Tarot Night readings, I feel like this has been a huge thing, that you have been really sincerely growing as a person, that you have been really working on yourself, and you're going to be victorious in this whole shakeup, because I feel like it's going to be, in the end of everything, a really great energy. And so you have this Knight of Wands that's coming towards you. This can be a passion. This can be also travel. This can be that you're traveling to having a vacation, something like that. I'm getting more of a vacation vibe because you have the Four of Swords. So this can be something, anything that's been bothering you. If you're going on vacation, and I say vacation as well as a staycation, this can be either like lucid dreaming or meditation, spirit, like guided meditations and things like that. That is also a vacation. And really focusing on that kind of energy and getting your mind off of what's shaking up into your life and what's changing and whatnot. Just really focus on yourself and focus on your healing and your spiritual journey. I do feel like there is some sort of competition, and I feel like this is going back to the Page of Swords. So I feel like I honestly am going back to being like, this is an ex lover. Like that's kind of where I'm feeling, because of just the immaturity. And I just laugh because it's just like of my own personal situation. But I feel like this is going to be something that is happening with this like Page of Swords, where there is going to be this whole shakeup and everything. And maybe this is like them reaching out and you've had time to really meditate and think about it. And then it's like the actual sitting down and talking to them and really being in that healthy boundaries and saying like, what, like just explaining things and really talking them out and getting on the same page. I don't feel like this is like an earth-shattering talk either. This is like a competition, and this can be either also someone that admires you or is like in competition with you. This can be like you can be dating someone that is also dating other people that you aren't exclusive with, and it could be a competition in that way. It just feels like that there's going to be some sort of, and this isn't major, so don't get wrapped up on this with confrontation, but it just feels like that there's going to be something that is associated with this Page of Swords where it's going to be either a talk, maybe a mild fight, some sort of mild drama. But it feels like it's going to be resolved because you have all of these really great cards and you're past it. You know, you're flying high. You are in a different area code in a sense, in a spiritual sense. It feels like any sort of negativity or anything that is just lowering your own vibration, you're just like, bye. Like, yeah, I'm done. So it just feels like that is really, really screaming out to me. It's a really cool vibe. And then you have Eight of Pentacles. And so the last reading that I did before had something that had to do about work, and that's why I also mentioned with the Ten of Pentacles this is work related. I do feel like something is going to switch up at work, and just make sure that you keep your head down and you just keep working. And I feel like you're going to really be successful in anything that you do and anything that you touch. And that's all because you've been practicing these really healthy boundaries. You've been really working on yourself, and you're a hard worker. You can see it in the cards. It just seems like there's going to be a little bit of a emotional, spiritual shakeup, and it's going to be great. That star energy just makes me honestly feel like this is just emotional cholesterol that's happening with the tower. I feel like there's blockages, and they have been just completely down to the foundation. You're healing from it. This is a really, really cool vibe, guys. All right, if that resonated with you, make sure that you do thumbs up, comment below, tell me about it. Also, make sure that you do like this video, subscribe. Yeah, so let's get to cheersing, shall we? What a great reading. So let's cheers to that. Let's cheers to this new removing a spiritual cholesterol and just healing ourselves and being the best person that we can be. Clink. All right, guys. So I had a really good segue in the last video, but this Leo season is going to be having really cool energies, and I honestly feel this little thing is bothering me. My hair. Is going to have some, like, Leo season, like I said during this, hasn't been really open, and I feel like today really kind of opened the gates, and it really started yesterday when it was just like opening. And I honestly feel that you're gonna start to see really weird signs, like weird stuff's gonna start to happen to you. And I feel like Leo season is where this is all gonna start, and I feel like it's gonna echo through maybe till the end of the year. I don't know, but it's not gonna stop right away. I honestly feel that it is There is just weird stuff. So for an example, I was walking with my friend yesterday on the Greenbelt. And if you know Boise, we started in the municipal park, which is off of Park Center. And it was just weird because there was like a family reunion and there was a bunch of bounce houses. And so I was like, well, that's strange. I've never seen a bounce house at a park before. I really wanted to go, but you know, it's someone's party. You can't just like bust in. But we started walking and we walked west. And so going into Julia Davis, that's where the zoo is. And I have never seen this before, but the giraffes are right by the Greenbelt. And they were freaking out and they were staring at us and it was so freaking cute. And I was a spaz and talking to them and just like, you are so cute, I love you. Like, it was so funny. But I started, like, after we started walking again, it was something that popped in my mind. Like, that was weird. I've never seen that before. And the one thing with me starting this spiritual awakening and spiritual journey is all about nothing is a coincidence. Like, you don't have coincidences. The universe puts stuff in your life for a reason. And that is with any sort of thing. There's symbols that happen to me a lot. But this was crazy. Okay, so we're walking. We're walking past the giraffes. I'm like, I can't believe there's giraffes. Then we go by Julia Davis. I put on my Instagram stories, there was a whole freaking orchestra band playing in the park. And it was so cool. So we went and sat down and listened to them. And it was just so freaking neat where I'm just like, what the heck? This is so cool. That's why I love Boise so much. You can just be walking anywhere and like just random stuff's happening. And there was a lot of people dressed up really nice, which I later found out it was because it was First Thursday, which that's usually something around town where people downtown have different specials, different things that are going on. There's like free wine tasting and people just walk around and just hang out. It's a really fun time. I've been to that. So anyways, we kept walking. We got to almost Ann Morrison. Then we turned back. So it was about almost a 5-mile walk. Once we were almost back to the car, that's when I saw my friend Melissa saw and pointed out a hummingbird. So there was like there's 3 different things that were symbols. The other thing was once I got to my car and I drove back home, I was going by kind of like one of the buildings off of Vista, and I thought it was one of those fake owls that if you've ever seen them on buildings and they kind of like sway in the wind to deter like woodpeckers and things like that. I thought it was that because it was huge. And so I'm just like, oh, that's a cool looking owl like figurine. Whoa. And it was a huge falcon. So I was just like, hey, these are too many coincidences. I gotta look this up when I get home. So I looked them up and I really want to share their messages with you from what I gathered. And it was something that it gives me chills just thinking about it. And it was something that like I needed to hear. And it's just like the universe knows. It knows when you need to hear things. And it is so magical and beautiful. But the giraffe was all about vision. It's seeing above and looking above things and being, if you're meddling in like petty bullshit and just like dumb shit that is irrelevant, stupid shit. And if you're in that and you're just messing around, you're not seeing the bigger vision of what you can do and what you are. So the giraffe, because of the long neck, can see over and see the distance of things. So that already was like, okay, I see you. And then the hummingbird, because I have the medicine cards, that's all about joy and being happy and being joyous of like your life and being just, it's just emanating joy. And so that's one thing where I'm like, okay, this is another thing where it's just like, don't get into the petty bullshit. Don't be in the mud and the dirt and just being like, you know, just, you know, it's making sure that you rise above it and you see what your intentions and what you are wanting in your life. And because you can see that. And when you, it's almost, you can't lower yourself into that. And so then I looked up Falcon, and Falcon is also about vision, is about vision and power. And so it's like having the power to have the vision of what you're wanting. So it's not getting stuck on the BS. It's not getting stuck in the bull crap and everything that's going on. It was something I really needed to hear. This past weekend was interesting. I actually started to purge things from my house. And it's been an emotional journey. I've done this before because of the Marie Kondo, you know, that whole thing. I bought her book and I read it and I was so inspired. And it was probably like 5-6 years ago. I got like 10 garbage bags full of just junk that I had. Well, it's time again, and it has been so emotional, and it honestly feels like the more you purge and the more you get rid of stuff, the more opportunities are aware of you. Certain personal things have happened to me within the past week, and I don't want to say it's hurtful, because it's not. I get it. But like at the same time, it's just kind of like, all right. Like, I don't know. It was just a calming. When things happen like that, where it seems like it might be hurtful and it seems like someone's trying to hurt your feelings, and you're just like, got it. I'm good. And I think seeing the giraffe and seeing the falcon, where it's like, this is what you're focused on. And don't get into the pettiness. Don't get into anything. And, you know, just make sure that you're focused on yourself and you're focused on your vibration. And I think the biggest thing too is like, I know that I'm a people pleaser. That know that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. And don't be offended if people leave. Because it's just not meant to be. That's just what it is. The universe has bigger plans, and it has bigger plans for you. It has bigger plans for that person. And the thing is if it's meant to be, it'll come back. And it's just been really just calming and really cool Zen moment. And I've just been, I don't know, it's just been really an awesome energy shift. And I don't mean to say that in like a nasty or negative way towards what has happened, but you have to view endings and things like that in that aspect of that one door closes, many other doors open. So, but it doesn't mean that since a door is closed that it can't ever be reopened. It just needs to be closed for right now. But I don't know. I just feel really at peace, and like the energy that I've been having has been so crazy and so cool. And I've just been really meditating a lot and really, just really focusing on my own spiritual journey. That's why I haven't been making any videos. I need to make some, but I always do Toasty Tarot nights. You can't fault me for that, but I need to do some more pick a cards. But that's one of the reasons why I just kind of took like this week off a little bit. We're not doing any videos, where I just needed a chance to chill and kind of process things that's going on in my personal life, and really just zen out and just like absorb what the universe is telling me. And last night was like insane. It was so cool. And like just looking at those symbolisms, it was just like, all right, really quick, another thing too is that there's a specific feather that I'm not gonna say what it is because I don't want you guys to like send me anything or whatever, but there's a specific feather that I have manifest, and it's like, it's not like that I'm trying to manifest, I should say. And this has been like almost 2 years in the making of what I've like put in out. It's actually been a year that I put out in the universe, and I'm just like, this is when I know I'm on the right path. Like, this is confirmation that it is. And this week was one of, like, wasn't the exact feather that I was seeing, but it was close. And it's like, I'm getting this fucking close to it. I'm so excited. So anyways, guys, that is it. That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great weekend. Let's cheers to health, wealth, happiness, friendship, love, and Leo season. Hell yeah. Clink. Make sure that you do comment below. Tell me if you've been seeing any weird symbols, because you're going to be seeing them a lot this season. But anyways, have a great weekend, and I hope to see you soon. Bye. Bye-bye.